Irrigation. Watering of agricultural plants through artificial means is called irrigation. Irrigation is the process of applying controlled amounts of water to plants at needed intervals. Irrigation helps to grow agricultural crops, maintain landscapes, and revegetate disturbed soils in dry areas and during periods of less than average rainfall. Being a hot country with seasonal and irregular rainfall, it always needs irrigation to carry out agricultural activities during dry period. Besides erratic rainfall, prevalence of high temperature, cultivation of annual crops and hydrophytes, commercial farming, and porous soil make irrigation an essential one for the agriculture of our country. There are different types of irrigation followed all over India, both traditional and modern means of irrigation. Sources of irrigation. In India, different sources of irrigation are used depending upon the topography, soils, rainfall, availability of surface or groundwater, nature of river, whether perennial or non-perennial, requirements of crops, etc. The main sources of irrigation used in different parts of the country are canal irrigation, well irrigation, and tank irrigation. Canal irrigation. It is the second most important source of irrigation in our country. Percentage of area under canal irrigation in our country is 24%. Canals are the effective source of irrigation in areas of low level relief, deep fertile soils, perennial source of water, and extensive command area. The canals are of two types, inundation canals and perennial canals. What is a canal? Canal is an artificial waterway constructed to allow the passage of boats or ships inland or to convey water for irrigation. Inundation canal. In this, water is taken out directly from the rivers without making any kind of barrage or dam. Such canals are useful for the diversion of floodwater from the rivers and remain operational during rainy season. In India, the total area under canal irrigation is about 15.8 million hectares in 2014. About 60% of the canal irrigated area falls in the northern plains of India, particularly in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Bihar. In South and Central India, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Tamil Nadu are the important states where canal irrigation is found. Perennial canals. These are developed from perennial rivers by constructing barrage to regulate the flow of water. In our country, most of the canals fall under this category. These canals are useful for irrigation. Well irrigation. A well is a hole or trough, usually vertical, excavated in the earth for bringing groundwater to the surface. Well irrigation is the most important source of irrigation as it contributes about 62% of net irrigated area in India. It is a cheap, dependable, and popular source of irrigation in the country. Well irrigation is unavoidable in the region of low rainfall and becomes an essential one where the canals and tank irrigation are not available. Wells are of two types, open wells and tube wells. Open wells. This type of irrigation is widely practiced in the areas where groundwater is sufficiently available. The areas in Ganga Plains, the deltaic region of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, and parts of Narmada and Tapti Valley. Tube wells. Tube wells are developed in the areas of low water table, sufficient power supply, and soft subsurface geological units. Tube wells are predominant in the states of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. Tank irrigation. A tank is a natural or man-made hollow on the surface developed by constructing a small bunt around it across a stream. This is a bunt. It is used to collect and store water for irrigation and other purposes. Irrigation by tanks is a very old system in India. It also includes irrigation from lakes and ponds. The tank irrigation is popular in peninsular India due to following reasons. The undulating relief and hard rocks make it difficult to dig canals and wells because of the rocky surface. Natural depressions serve as reservoirs. Absence of perennial rivers because our peninsular rivers are seasonal. Impermeable rock structure which do not permit percolation. The scattered nature of population and agricultural fields. Modern irrigation methods. There are many ways in modern irrigation. Among them, mostly practiced and followed in India are using drips, sprinklers, and polyhouses, central pivot irrigation. Drip system is used to watering like drops at near the roots of plants like this. It will cover a tiny area at plant but suitable for big trees and horticulture plants too, which used to grow bigger. Center pivot irrigation, sometimes called central pivot irrigation, also called water wheel and circle irrigation, is a method of crop irrigation in which equipment rotates around a pivot and crops are watered with sprinklers like this. So this is the pivot and these used to rotate and sprinkle water around the pivot. And this particular stretch of system can be moved across the field. Rain gun. Rain gun is used to spread water like rain, as in name, and it is used to serve for crops which used to grow up to 4 feet or high also, but we have to adjust sprinklers height as per crop size. So according to the size of the crop, the height of the machine can be increased or decreased. Typical usage of rain guns are in sugarcane and maize crops. Multi-purpose river valley projects. And India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru used to call dams as the temples of modern India. Multi-purpose river valley projects. It is a scientific management of water resources in our country. Construction of dams across rivers is aimed at many purposes. Hence, it is termed as multi-purpose river valley projects. The various purposes of a dam serves are irrigation, hydropower generation, water supply for drinking and industrial purpose, controlling floods, development of fisheries, navigation, etc. Generally, majority of multipurpose projects are combination of irrigation and hydropower, which are the major aims of the projects. In a nutshell, we can say the uses of multipurpose river valley projects are to control floods, to generate hydroelectricity, for irrigation, inland navigation, recreation and tourism, fish breeding, protecting the flora and fauna. Before seeing into the various important multipurpose projects of India, let us first understand the difference between the two terms dams and barrage. What is a dam? A dam is a barrier that is constructed across a river valley or water source. A dam creates a deep reservoir. What is a reservoir? A lake formed or the area where the water is stored because of the construction of dam is called as a reservoir. So a dam creates a deep reservoir of water that can be stored and used at a later date. These uses can include irrigation, water supply, or even electricity generation. A dam is usually an impressive feat of construction as its sheer height is what keeps the water from moving up and over it. Unlike a barrage, a dam is built for the sole purpose of storing water and to raise the level of water contained with it. Now let us see what is a barrage. A barrage is a type of dam. However, instead of being a massive concrete wall that the water cannot flow over, the barrage is full of gates. And these gates are opened and closed to directly control the amount of water that passes through it. Having a barrage instead of dam means that the flow of water can be kept stable for its intended purpose, such as irrigation to nearby cities, towns, farmlands, etc. Unlike a dam, the water stored behind a barrage depends on the height of the gates and not the height of the entire wall. The flow and level of water are easily monitored because the gates can be easily manipulated and the number of gates can be opened at the same time, or they can keep some gates closed and keep other gates open. And Farakka Barrage, built across River Ganga in West Bengal, gives water to both Bangladesh and India. Now let us see the important multi-purpose projects of India. Damodar Valley Project, which is built across River Damodar, and it supplies water to both Jharkhand and West Bengal. The Damodar River is actually, it is a tributary of River Hooghly, whereas Hooghly is a distributary of River Ganga. And this Damodar River flows more or less in west to east direction, through Jharkhand and West Bengal state. And this Damodar River, which was once the sorrow of Bengal or river of sorrow of its great floods in West Bengal, rise from Kamarpat Hills in Chotanagpur plateau of Bihar. To prevent floods, to supply hydroelectric power to Bihar and West Bengal, to have a canal for navigation and to supply water for irrigation, this Damodar Valley Multipurpose Project scheme was conceived. The main aims and objects of Damodar Valley Multipurpose Project are flood control, provides with irrigation facility, generation, transmission and distribution of hydel power, promotion and control of navigation and promotion of afforestation. Next, Bakranangal project. And this Bakranangal project is constructed across river Sutlej, and Bakranangal project is the highest gravity dam in the world. What is a gravity dam? What does it mean? A gravity dam is a dam constructed from concrete or stone masonry and designed to hold back water by using the weight of the material alone to resist the horizontal pressure of water pushing against it. Gravity dams are designed so that each section of the dam is stable and independent of any other dam section. And this Bakranangal Dam is the highest gravity dam of the world, and it is the largest and the most important multi-purpose project named after the two dams built at Bakra and Nangal on River Sutlej. This is River Sutlej. It is a joint venture of Punjab and Haryana and Rajasthan states designed to harness the precious water of Sutlej for the benefit of the concerned three states. The project comprises of two dams at Bakra and Nangal, the Nangal Hydel Channel, powerhouse with a combined installed capacity of 1204 megawatt, and electric transmission lines and Bakra canal system for irrigation. And the next project is Hirakud. Hirakud is one of the longest dam of the world, which is constructed across river Mahanadi, and it state Odisha is benefited by this dam. And the next one is Kosi, and river Kosi, Bihar and Nepal are benefited by this Kosi river project. Kosi river is here. This is Kosi River. So Nepal is also benefited by this Kosi project. Tungabhadra project. Tungabhadra is the tributary of river Krishna. And this Tungabhadra project helps Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So the Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka are the beneficiaries of this Tungabhadra project. Tehri Dam. And Tehri Dam, it is here. Actually, river Ganga, which originates from Gangotri Glacier, becomes massive by the combined streams or tributaries of Alaknanda, Mandagini, and Bhagirathi. And this Tehri Dam is constructed across river Bhagirathi. And the state benefited by this Tehri Dam is Uttarakhand. Chambal Valley project. Chambal River is here. And this Chambal Valley project, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh are benefited by this project. Nagarjuna Sahar project, which is built across river Krishna, provides irrigation facilities and water to Andhra Pradesh. Sardar Sarovar project, built across river Narmada, and the states Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Rajasthan are benefited by the Sardar Sarovar project. Meetu Dam, which is built across river Kaveri, and Kaveri, though it has its origin in Karnataka, it empties into Bay of Bengal in Kaveri Pumpattinam, and this Kaveri Delta is called as the granary of South India. And the last one is Indira Gandhi Canal project, which is the longest canal of India. It gets water from the river Sutlej. And this Indira Gandhi Canal project is the largest irrigation project of the world to provide irrigation to semi-arid and arid areas of Rajasthan and give a facelift to its economy and economic development. This project utilizes the water of Pong Barrage built over Beas River. See, this is Indira Gandhi Canal. It's the largest irrigation project of the world. It gets water from river Sutlej. So these are all the important multi-purpose projects of India. And these maps shows the important dams built across various rivers. Bakranangal Dam across river Sutlej, and here Tehri Dam, Damodar project, Hirakud, Sarovar Dam, Tungabhadra project, and Nagarjuna project in river Krishna, and Metru Dam across river Kaveri. And in Bakranangal Dam, the reservoir of Bakranangal Dam is called as Gobind Sagar Lake. It is one of the largest reservoir of India. Let us see about agriculture in the next class.